child's life.
This is Craig Ferris. This broadcast brought to you in part by the Wind River Intertribal Council's Department of Transportation.
Paid for with Tribal Transportation Program safety funds.
Back to the pregame show on Rustler Radio. Brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving. Reminding you that buzz driving is drunk driving.
Tuesday night on our pregame show with Coach Darshea Gallard. And I guess just want to go back to Saturday again in a situation that you called a must-win, and your girls came out and took the hard way to get it done, but got it done, and that was the important part.
Correct. Exactly. We got it done. It wasn't an easy road, but we are glad we got it done. And now today's a new day, a new team. Western took LCCC to 5, lost 13-15. They're a strong team, so we have to go out respecting them, playing our system, and believing in ourselves again to win.
But certainly, I think they should believe that. I mean, you beat them by 5, obviously, very opening week of the exhibition season. Played them tough down there. I would think the girls have to think, this is a team we can play with and should play with.
Yeah, they're definitely a team that we can play with, and I'm sure they think the same thing. So we're excited for the competition and to see what all our hard work does on the court today. It's
been unfortunate. The injury bug has just kind of reared its ugly head on you. I mean, your middles were out for a couple of weeks, and then T goes down last week or in the final minutes of warm-up, which, I mean, there's never a good time, but, I mean, right before you're about to play a match, Grace kind of banged up but going to play. Hopefully our injury situation, T's obviously not going to play until she finds out more, and even then she still says she's in quite a bit of pain, but hopefully after all that, we're 100% and ready to go.
Yeah, that's why this is such a team sport, because when one person falls, another person has to step up and fill those shoes. And so the girls have done a really good job adapting, learning some new positions to still make our system work and to get us some wins.
What do you put on the chalkboard? What has to happen for you guys to come out on the W side of this one with Western? What do they do well? What do you need to shut down? What do you guys have to do well on the other side?
We definitely need to push our middles. We need to show up, first of all, and be focused. The other team, they also push middles. They have a strong right side who hits line. We've studied them probably 4 times. We watched them play, so we scouted them a lot. So we're just going to go out there, focus on our system, but definitely adapt to some things that they do.
It's unfortunate you only have 6 home games and 3 of them come in a 5-day span, so that I guess that just amplifies the fact that you need to take care of the home court a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, and protect our home court, all the sweat and tears that we've done out here, injuries. So yeah, that's our goal tonight. Right. Show up and have fun and win.
I interrupted 3 times there. Anything else pertinent to the team and the game or anything like that tonight?
No. Go Rustlers.
All right.
Thanks,
Sounds
John.
good. Thanks, Darshea. Good luck tonight. It's Darshea Gallard, our head coach of CWC Volleyball. You stay with us. We will have the first serve coming your way. Region 9 Volleyball, Western Wyoming College at Central next here on Rustler Media.
This has been the Rustler Pregame Show, brought to you by the Governor's Council on Impaired Driving, reminding you that buzz driving is drunk driving. Coming up, it's game time, right after this.
Good idea, texting your friends to let them know you're going to be late. Bad idea, being late because you were texting your friends while driving and crashed your car. Good idea, a nice hot cup of coffee. Bad idea, spilling hot coffee in the car. Distracted driving is one of the leading causes of car crashes. So pay attention and just drive, because distracted driving is never a good idea. A message from WYDOT.
Rustler Athletics is supported by Bach Monument, applying a relentless passion for excellence to honor special people in special ways. Bach Monument, part of the Wyoming community since 1875 on West Main in Riverton, and online at bachmonument.com. Proud to support Rustler Sports on 88.1.
Sports on
on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by Edward Jones financial advisor Mick Pryor. Make sense of investing with a visit with Mick Pryor, located 1 block east of the Riverton Post Office. He provides retirement and investing advice including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CDs. It's never too early or too late to start planning your financial future. Appointments are available at 856-6116. Edward Jones and Mick Pryor, 856-6116.
We are at Rustler Gymnasium. This is your pregame show brought to you by the Governor's Council for Impaired Driving, reminding you to drive now, text later. And you've heard the pregame show. A couple of other things that we're going to follow tonight, of course. You've got playoff baseball, Colorado Rockies in a do-or-die situation with the Cubs. And how about the Rockies yesterday? Had to be in Chavez Ravine in Los Angeles and then get on a plane and fly. They're going to play at Wrigley this evening at 6 o'clock. So at least they've got about 24 hours between games because they finished at about 6 o'clock last night and now getting ready to tip it off. Our first pitch about 6 o'clock tonight from Wrigley Field. That's about 5 minutes from now. We'll get you up to date on that. There are some other games going on in Region 9. Well, this weekend, of course, Central will travel to Casper. They'll take on the Thunderbirds on Tuesday. I happened to catch up with Angel Sharman, the head coach of the Casper Thunderbirds, last Friday at the Casper Invite, the high school Casper Invite. And she had a couple of starters out and was struggling, but looks like they got the ship righted as they knocked off Northwest this past weekend and doing some better things, I guess, as she was kind of sounding the alarm. The Western Mustangs will be at Casper, and they will take them on Friday. So they'll take them on Friday. Central will get them on Saturday. Looking down the schedule, today is October 2nd. Western Nebraska is at Casper. That is a non-Region 9 game. It's a sub-region game that is in Casper. That tips off here serves up about 6 o'clock. Miles City is at Northwest College, so a couple of the other games that are happening tonight. So those are games that are going on. Coming up in just a bit, hey, there's a lot of room for you here at the CWC gym right now. Not nearly the crowds that we're used to here on a Tuesday. Part of that, I think, is Tuesday, and part of it is a 6 o'clock first serve as opposed to a 7 o'clock first serve. Also, Western had a little adversity before they even left as their bus driver called in about an hour before they were supposed to leave and was sick. Nobody else with a CDL license, so Ferdan Soto, the head coach, and Lou Sweet, the athletic director, grabbed a couple of Suburbans and in two different vehicles taxied the Western Mustangs from Rock Springs here to Central Wyoming College. So hopefully the bus driver is okay after all that, and they made it here in good time. And we've got volleyball coming here at 6 o'clock tonight. Again, it's a 6 o'clock first serve if you're at home and you were thinking of coming to the volleyball match. It's not a 7 o'clock start. It is a 6 o'clock start. Joel Kindle will join me in just a moment as we'll get you ready for the starting lineups and volleyball from CWC right after this.
Sponsorship of Rustler Athletics is brought to you in part by the Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery. They're on Main Street in downtown Riverton. They have a full coffee bar menu including lattes, cappuccinos, espressos. They also feature New York bagels and open-faced bagel sandwiches. Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery, 303 East Main in downtown Riverton. You can dine in, take out, or pick up. 856-1116. That's 856-1116. A proud Rustler booster sponsor, Brown Sugar Coffee Roastery.
Rustler Sports on the Radio comes from the restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino. Dining is available no matter time of day or week. The Red Willow is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Buffalo features 4 different choices, Thursday through Sunday from noon to 9 p.m. And the Genicoo Cafe is open 24/7. The restaurants of the Wind River Hotel and Casino, located 1 mile south of Riverton on Highway 789.
Sports on Rustler Radio is brought to you in part by Fremont Therapy Group. They've partnered with Lander and CWC to protect the health of student athletes. For the past 20 years, Fremont Therapy Group has been volunteering their time and resources on the sidelines of Lander sports to help keep student athletes safe and healthy. They also teach classes to help students learn more about the field of athletic training. A proud partner of CWC Athletics is the Fremont Therapy Group, Riverton and Lander. More can be found at FremontTherapyGroup.com or on Facebook at Fremont Therapy Group.
getting ready for the first serve between Western and Central. You look at the standings right now. Central 3-13, 1-3 in the league. On the other side is Western 7-13. They are 1-3 in conference play right now. So a pivotal game for the fifth-place team, as you mentioned in the onset of the broadcast. Number 6 does, or number 7 doesn't go to the regional tournament.
And also you've got 2 teams that are undefeated, so you'd like to be the one maybe not having to face those 2 teams right now, which are LCCC and Sheridan. And these 2 teams have met before, and it's interesting because we played them in a scrimmage that you and I watched, and I thought CWC kind of dominated, even though it went to 5. And then we went down there in a non-division game and kind of got smoked, actually, at Rock Springs.
1-5 at home, lost in 4 on the road.
Mesmerized by their dinosaur display they've got down there.
Interesting that this is the 4th head coach in the last 4 years for Western. Rick Reynolds departed. They had an interim coach after that. He was gone after 1 year. And then last year, a different head coach. She took a job within Western Wyoming College in their student affairs, I believe, is what Fredan told me. So she's gone, and now Fredan Soto is the interim head coach for the Western Mustangs.
Which is interesting. This was a powerful program, less than 10 years ago. In fact, it was the favorite. In fact, that's where, that first coach you mentioned went on and parlayed that into a Division I job.
Yeah, now at the Idaho State University when he won it in 2004 and 2006. Starting lineups coming your way, but first the national anthem here from Rustler Jim.
Rustler Volleyball on Student Radio is brought to you by the Golden Buffalo Fine Jewelry on Main Street in downtown Riverton. They feature a state-of-the-art jewelry repair shop and custom design. They also turn broken treasures into something new and exciting. Use your old gems and gold to create new pieces of jewelry. They are the home of the sterling silver bucking horse and rider necklace. A gift from the Golden Buffalo is an easy stuff block at the net. In downtown Riverton or online at goldenbuffalo.com.
College is hard enough without trying to figure out how to get there. WRTA Bus Lines has partnered with CWC to get you to and from class on time and for free. Simply show your CWC ID and get on or off the bus at the college. And now they have arranged for pickup from the CWC Lander Center at 6:50 or 9:50 a.m. Monday through Friday. They'll also drop off at the Lander Center in the afternoon and evening from Riverton. Check out the bus schedule at WRTABuslines.com.
Lady Rustler basketball is also on the World Wide Web at CWC.edu.
Lady Rustler volleyball is also on the web, as opposed to Lady Rustler basketball on CWC. Actually, it's on RustlerAthletics.com. You can watch this on the live stream. And we appreciate you taking the time to sit in and view. Amanda Nikoloff in the new media class taking care of business on the sights and the sounds. Again, I'm John Gabrielson alongside Joel Kindle, and we get you ready for volleyball. And not a big roster for Western Wyoming, just 11 girls on the roster.
It's interesting how they practice, I guess. A question we could have asked the coach but didn't. But
I think they might suit up a manager or something, or an assistant coach to get the 12 6-on-6 starters.
It's handy if there's ever a penalty in the box,
Looking at Central, Maddie May, Shayna Solon. Izmir Turkey is Naz Shaheen, the 5'10 sophomore.
With all their introductions I see since
Tamara Lukic not in uniform tonight, as she's possibly out for the season. Kamiri Robinson, a 5'7 freshman. Libero tonight in the off-colored jersey is Riley Burmester.
Probably the hardest hitting libero in the state, I'm guessing.
Taylor Hodges, a 5'10 sophomore from Hazleton, Utah. Mackenzie Mackey McDonald wearing number 9. She is the 6-foot freshman from Colorado Springs. Courtney Curtis, a 5'11 sophomore from Tremonton, Utah, wearing number 10. The sophomore from Star Valley, a 5'9 sophomore, is Riley Hatterley, the setter. 14, number 14, a 5'11 freshman from Kimmer, Wyoming. That is Grace Gregory. Number 15, Skylar Smith, not in uniform, as she's injured as well. Number 16 is Aubrey Whatcott, a 5'10 freshman from Clinton, Utah. Number 17, Alex Vena. She is a 6-foot sophomore from Alamogordo, New Mexico. Number 18 is Kalisha Sims from Benson, Utah, the 5'9 sophomore transfer. And number 19, the 6'3 freshman from Prince George, British Columbia, is Carly Connor. The coach is Darshea Gallard in her second year, assisted in her first year by Jennifer Kellner, and Abby Sullivan, the team manager for this team. You look at the Western Mustangs and one Wyoming product, and it's out of the 1A ranks.
Darshea still does not have the handshake down quite yet.
No, she didn't do that last week either. She had to be reminded by Fred Soto, the interim head coach, assisted there at Western, and I didn't actually write that down, that who her assistant is from Western Wyoming, and that would be Danielle Torpy and Jake Harris. And there's a Torpy on the roster. I guess that might be Danielle from last year, actually, that was on the roster.
And they're also first-year assistants, so it's a new, actually it's a team that's improved a lot, I believe, since the start of the year, so I'm going to give them some credit for that.
Still sitting at 1-3 in the conference standings along with Central. So a big game for both teams, as Western in the charcoal grays with red numbers and Mustangs across the front, and Central in their home whites, if you will, if that's a volleyball term. Of course, they wore charcoal on Saturday after
the home whatever, I believe.
whites on Friday. And that's where your starting lineups is Carly Connor along the front row, Naz Shaheen, Taylor Hodges, Kalisha Sims in the back row, along with Maddie May and Riley Burmester. And the libero is Brooke Bergjen. She's a 5'9 sophomore from Harriman, Utah. Another libero they have is the 5'4 freshman, the Wyoming product from Snake River, Kirsten Gourlay. And
some of her games, in fact, once upon a time.
Remember I believe her brother, Cole Gourlay, a very talented six-man football player for the Rattlers as well.
Talented team.
First serve coming your way from Alyssa Lind. Central's going to go to Kalisha Sims, and she'll find Patered on the first set of the match. And Kalisha will have the first kill. And Central will send in Riley Hatterley to serve. 1-0. We are just underway here at Rustler Gym. Central on a one-game win streak. Western on a one-game losing streak. They'll set middle. Burmester is there to dig it. They'll go back outside. Kalisha, 2 swipes, 2 kills. Kalisha Sims.
You could tell both sides were not sure if it was going to be in or out as they looked at it kind of like from both vantage points.
Line judge in. Right in front of her, and yes, in. And 2-0 Central. Okay, we'll try to keep you up to date on that Rockies-Cubs baseball game as Hatterley sends that one deep for the first service error of the match. Central had 15 service errors against Eastern Wyoming last Saturday.
Hatterley coached at an earlier level by a former player here, Lisa Hall, now Lisa Hale, who played on our first 2 teams when we brought this sport back in 2006, was it?
12 years ago. So yes, Naz Shaheen will power that one into the net, unfortunately. And we're tied at 2 apiece. Serving. Gourlay, they'll go middle. Connor. Carly will be dug up by Gourlay. Near side, they'll bring it to Upham. She's dug by Burmester. Back set Naz. Down the line off the block of Upham. And Naz Shaheen will get her first kill. And Central up 3-2. 3 kills and 3 points as Grace Gregory going to enter the lineup for Central, number 14, the Kimmer Ranger. They'll set middle-ish, and a block by Carly Connor as she stuffs Michaela Upham. First block by the 6'3 freshman from British Columbia, Carly Connor, and it's 4-2 Central.
So how do you like that, eh?
A little trouble returning the serve on the first pass by Lind. Jousted the net, and they're going to say that Riley Hatterley with a violation at the net, and they'll give the ball to Western, and it will be Brooke Lorcher to serve. Brooke has a twin sister, Bailey, on the team. They're both 5'7". Well, one's 5'7", one's 5'8". They're both from Morgan, Utah, and they are both freshmen. Hatterley sets middle. Connor is going to be blocked at the net by Jada Wims.
Did not get a great set, though. Has basically never got above the net on the set. What could she do really with it?
Wims with a very good vertical for the 5'8 freshman as she was waiting at the net to put that down, and we're tied at 4s. Set outside. Gregory down the front of the block, and that's a kill for Grace. Former Lady Ranger with the kill. Here comes Courtney Curtis to play the front row, as heading out will be Carly Connor. Courtney Curtis, 5'11", sophomore, Tremonton, Utah. 5'4", Central, Burmester serving. They'll set Wims. Nope, they'll go cross instead to the outside for Michaela Upham, and she will cross to the far corner and find Pater. And we're tied at now 5s.
Not exactly campfire, but there was nobody in that area at all.
Maybe more range fire than campfire. There's nobody there.
Wouldn't say that around the Kemmerer player.
No, certainly not with everything that's been going on in the Roosevelt fire. Michaela Upham with a serve into the net for the first service error.
I work for the TV station and realized we lost a translator in that fire by Bondurant.
6-5 Central. Cross court is out by Lind, and now 7-5. That's been the biggest lead of the match for Central. Western has not led as of yet, but a 2-point pad. Serve down the line is in, and that's an ace for Naz Shaheen.
That's truly what the ace used to be if you got in with no play, and now they're calling it ace even if, it's not returnable.
I call it an ace if they didn't get it over in 3 tries sometimes, just to help out.
If they get it on that's the opposite of an ace right there.
Well,
into the nets.
And last week, I hated to do it, but service errors, they come in pairs. That happened more than twice last week, about 4 times.
NCAA game, and their broadcasters were actually saying that same thing. It's funny how this comes in pairs. And these were, both ranked teams I was watching.
Michaela Sorensen will try to avoid that announcer hex and can't as she serves it out of bounds.
I think it's a hex that got here before we did.
I'd like to claim it as ours. 9-6 Central.
They're with the other broadcasters.
Their biggest lead now for Central. Gregory serving, serves middle. Nice throwdown by Alyssa Lind from Hardin, Montana for the kill.
That was more of a placement kill than anything else.
And we're seeing...
I was through Hardin just 2 days ago, by the way.
Savannah Lopez into the ball game from Henderson, Nevada. Grace Gregory will come out, and Maddie May will come in. Her real name, Madeline. I said Madeline or Maddie, and she's emphatically made sure I am saying Maddie. So
obviously, it's more important than we're going through Hardin, Montana.
Well, you were probably a few Matizzi on your way back then too. Was Maddie?
On the way, was 2 Matizzi on the way there to Billings. On the way back, Hardin.
All right, there you go. So Maddie May from Matizzi as they'll go middle. Curtis finds the back corner. No, it's going to go long. Serving their libero Virgin. Double hit on this, not quite your center set.
You've not seen it called consistently, but that definitely was the call there.
4th tie of game number 1, as that is
the Western a chance to take their first lead with a floater.
Burmester Shaheen outside. Kalisha down the line is out. Hit the antenna, I think. And now first lead of the match for Western at 10-9. And still serving Brooke Virgin, the 5'9" sophomore libero. Another floater. Burmester had to go get it. Pushed over by Carly Sims. Nice play. Back set, cross court. Hodges off the ceiling. Shaheen goes to the outside. Kalisha, cross court is out. It was scrappy, but not enough, and we're going to get our first timeout called.
And not picture perfect either, for that matter. The Mustangs have gone wild.
Timeout Rustlers. They trail 11-9 now. Western with their biggest lead of the match. And a lot of activities for Central. 5 of the 6 teams are in action this weekend, and 4 of those 5 are out of state in the state of Colorado.
I was surprised the golf team still has 2 more weeks. That kind of late in the year, but able to do that.
Well, they're doing them about as far in south in Colorado as you can get. If you remember that trip to Otero we did into La Junta in March. Rodeo team is at Lamar. Golfers are at Otero. Volleyball on the road to Casper Saturday. Cross country goes to Denver for the Metro State Roadrunner invite. And then basketball practices officially began yesterday. The women will go to a Windsor Jamboree. I was waiting for it. That'll be on Saturday. The men.
I went to Bear Country Jamboree a long time ago.
I went to that myself as well.
It was excellent.
And the CWC men's basketball team will not start exhibition season until they go to Windsor for a Jamboree next week.
Forget it.
Kalisha Sims receives. Nas, short set. Courtney Curtis, stuff block at the net by Savannah Lopez. Second block of the evening for the Mustangs. 6:15 in the Mountain West. This game a little earlier start than normal and a little bit sparser crowd than normal here tonight as well. Floating serve. Maddie goes and gets it. Outside, Kalisha over the top. Touch. Kalisha with her third kill.
Yeah, touch, but shouldn't have been.
12-10. Carly Connor back into the front row as Riley Burmester will check out, going back to serve Courtney Curtis.
Now that has to be awfully odd for Riley, who's so used to never being subbed out, now in a libero position. You know, she must just be chomping at the bit.
Curtis, short serve, having to go outside to play it, and then bringing it over is Lind. Maddie May out to the outside. Kalisha touch and a nice placement. Kalisha Sims, how about 4 kills for Kalisha, the 5'9" sophomore transfer. Came here in January of last year. Worked out with the team in spring ball, now playing for the Rustlers.
Nice finish. I thought that might be a free ball headed Western's way.
11-12, Central down 1. Nice serve by Curtis. That's a 2-hit. And we're tied at 12s.
That was exactly like the one that was called against CWC.
5th tie of match number 1. And how much momentum, I mean, how big is it to get number 1 in a battle like this, especially at home?
I think, too, two fragile teams, in all honesty.
Curtis, top of the net, and an ace. Second ace of the match for Central. And a return to the lead for Central, 13-12. Better serve this time, goes down the line and out. And that'll be third service error on Central and tie us up for a 5th time, now 13 apiece.
Interesting how these libero uniforms work. They're basically a different uniform that you just rather than get a full set.
Alyssa Lind with an ace on the return side to give back the lead now, 14-13 Western. Game number 1 here from Central. Lind served deep. Maddie May had to backpedal for it a little bit. And a free ball over by Sims. Back set. Nice dig by Naz Shaheen. May sets Hodges. She'll go trying to go over the block. Back set Lorcher, blocked by Carly Connor and Taylor Hodges, and they'll connect.
They just kept going farther and farther back there, didn't they?
First block of the night for Carly, and we're tied at 14 apiece.
Curious if some of these gals may have played against each other in high school with that huge Utah Effect 8 from the Beehive State and Western's team, 4 for CWC.
Hatterley, who lives close to Utah, from Star Valley, serving. Bergen will send it over. Kalisha on fire tonight. Already 5 kills in the first match, first set alone for Central Wyoming. 15-14 Rustlers.
She is not very tall either, only 5'9" as an outside hitter.
Hatterley still to serve. They'll go middle. Hatterley put her hands up, kind of maybe kept it away from May.
Unless that serve was even weird. It was almost like a double hit on the serve, like it kind of rolled up her arm a little bit, and then she finished off the serve that way.
Savannah Lopez recording the kill, and we're tied again in the first 15 points for these teams. Burmester receives. Hadley's got to go get it. Outside Nas goes cross court, and that's in. Fernand Soto doesn't like it, but from where I was watching, that was in.
A nice looking kid, actually. Neither of these teams among the taller teams in the region.
16-15 Central. Carly Sims to serve. Kalisha Sims to serve. I keep doing that. Kalisha, I'm sorry. Cross court shot is out, and Central up by 2 now. Kalisha and Carly, 2 separate people, and I've tried to morph them into 4 different people.
Are the Weiss brothers going to show up later?
I hope not. Just from the simple fact of coaching one and broadcasting the other one. Little overpass, Carly Connor. And Central will score the point.
Why is their biggest lead again? Wasn't it 3 or was it 4?
3. And that one does match their largest lead. And now Fernand Soto will take a timeout on the floor the other side of the equation. Central Volleyball will host their Pink Night. It'll be for cancer awareness on October 19th. Proceeds go to a cancer cause. The Rustlers will host Northwest College. Set your calendar for October 19th. A lot of things going on at CWC. The theater department presents the Addams Family musical comedy. That'll start October 11th. That's Thursday of next week. It'll go through the 14th with a matinee on Sunday. Tickets are now on sale at the CWC box office. Go to tickets.cwc.edu. 18-15 Central out in front of game number 1 of the best of 5 here from Central Wyoming College.
In case you're curious, the top 4 teams in the NCAA poll right now are BYU, Stanford, Nebraska, and Texas. Kind of a typical group, except to see BYU at number 1. They've been that way for a number of weeks now. The only team to defeat Stanford this year.
How about this? Rockies out to a quick start with a 1-0 lead, top of the first. A runner at third and 2 outs. So
good pitcher on the mound for the Cubs and Lester too.
Rockies doing something they couldn't do yesterday, and then a score early against the Dodgers is Connor with a block. Near side cross court shot by Upham is going to find the court.
Well, you might have got a double hit there, but it wasn't called as well. But
stops the bleeding out of the timeout. And going back to serve is Brooke Lorcher, the 5'7", the shorter of the 2 twins from Morgan, Utah. At 5'7".
The less identical.
Her sister listed at 5'8". Kalisha, the receive, set middle. Carly gets it over, wins, but she got enough of it to block it. Cross court, is there a touch? Yes, there was. And the kill by Upham, her 3rd. And it's a 1-point game, 17-18 Central out in front. Rockies did not push another one across. They lead 1-0 to the bottom of the first.
One of these teams trying to get a 1-0 lead here momentarily.
Back set to Burmester. She'll free ball it over. Wims over the top of the block and none off Burmester. And Jada Wims, the 5'8" freshman from Roy, Utah.
You know, before she got to that ball, you know it was trouble.
Yeah, got some ups, doesn't she? She's hit that
and then
one.
She put it down.
And she's put a pretty good angle on it down for sure. Tied at 18. 9th tie. Nas out. And now it's 19-18. Western out in front.
Another point, I think we'll see a timeout the other way.
She still does have 1 timeout left. Used her timeouts early in the matches Saturday. And actually wanted to call a 3rd one later in the match and did not. Grace Gregory off of a block. Going to be dug up by Gourlay. Little push shot over. Hatterley is there. Sims to the back row. Gregory goes cross court. Overpass. Grace knocks it down. Not being able to dig it is Gourlay. And Grace Gregory with a 2nd kill of the evening and ties us at 19 apiece.
Well, that was an unusual overpass, too. It just looked just so odd as they have the Rustler out of mothballs, I see.
All right, way to go, Rusty, in the back corner of the gym. Wims throws it down.
Oh, that was really a throw.
Yeah, and they'll call her on it. Coach Gallard was asking for it, and that's exactly what the coach gave them.
She points to a baseball mitt.
20-19 Central as we come down the home stretch of game number 1.
picking up some crowd here, too, a little bit.
Set, middle, poked over. Nice job by Hatterley. Burmester to Naz. She'll get a roll shot. Nope, she'll set it in the right place at the right time. And Naz Shaheen with her third kill. Trying to get some separation down the stretch here. It's 21-19 Central.
Yeah, just when Western was pulling ahead, CWC rolls off 3 in a row.
Thanks to those of you watching on RustlerAthletics.com. As you're tuned in to Rustler Media. At a 2-point Central lead, Burmesters. Floating jump serve, back set, tapped down by Curtis. Wims at the line, that's going to fall on Central side, but Gregory is there. Outside Nas, she'll go down line, and they will call a back row attack by Naz Shaheen. She cannot jump in front of that 10-foot line, and it will go back to Western at 21-20. They trail by 1. Instincts took over. Up on the serve, Naz.
How do you like that? So I don't understand either, because I'm trying to think where she was before that play began. The last one, but no argument from CWC either, though.
Yeah, exactly. 22-20, Hatterley out, Naz Shaheen to serve.
It just shows that we know the Olympic volleyball sport better than the collegiate one.
I don't know much about the sport, period, actually.
Cover.
Nice kill by Alyssa Lind from Hardin, Montana, as she floats it and powers it off of a couple of Rustlers.
Been there.
22-21, coming down to the wire on game number 1. An approach jump serve is out by Michaela Sorensen. Third service error by both teams now.
Do not want the follow-up, though, right?
Yeah, you do not want the other half of that equation of service errors coming in pairs, as Gregory's going to find it in play. Central by 2. Over the top, Burmester is in the back row. Out to Kalisha. She'll try to keep on fire and can't, as Wims will put that flame out for just a little bit.
There's seen some unusual handling.
Yeah, that one kind of stuck on Kalisha's hand a little bit as she had it come back at her.
We've seen a few of those in this match.
Gregory out, Maddie May to the back row. 23-22 Central serving. Brooke Burgeon, the Harriman, Utah libero. Much like game 1 on Saturday that went overtime, they're headed that direction here in this one. Nas back set, Hodges. Nice play. As coming in was Burgeon, and she had to just go self-defense mode, and Taylor Hodges will get her first kill of the evening.
Had to sit it to the redwood or pine or oak. What is that?
Smattering of fans on their feet for game point. Central up 24-22. Courtney Curtis the serve. Little dink shot by Lind is good for a kill. And it's 24-23. Game point still Central.
Well, I'm glad of the smatter, because we only had a smattering to begin with. But
it's starting to get
boosted a bit.
Getting a little more populated in the stands. Serving, Lind. Had that nice placement on the dink a moment ago. Back set, Hodges off the block. Got it, and Central's got game 1. 25-23 Central takes game number 1, a pivotal. I mean, you got to play 5, but I think winning obviously better than losing game number 1, as then you're battling back for these two teams.
Something once again.
I am. The logic is unbelievable, so we'll take a break. Game 1, Central, 25-23. More volleyball on the way from Rustler Media right after this.
There will be a free spay and neuter clinic for pets of all enrolled members of the Wind River Reservation. It will be October 19th and 20th at the Arapahoe School Gym. Bring your pet in a carrier and don't feed them the morning of their surgery. The clinic will be from 8:30 in the morning to 6 p.m. both days, and services will be provided on a first-come, first-served basis. Vaccines will be available for $5 each. The free spay and neuter clinic, October 19th to 20th at the Arapahoe School. If you need more information, go to animaladoptioncenter.org. This is a free service to enrolled tribal members only.
Sponsorship of Rustler Volleyball on 88.1 comes from Denver Air Connection, offering daily flights from Riverton Regional Airport to Sheridan and on to Denver International in a 30-passenger jet. The flight features in-cabin service and TSA check-in is included at Riverton. Earn points and rewards with the Jump On Board program. Reservations and more information can be found at denverairconnection.com.
Football players without shoulder pads and helmets are like you in a vehicle without your seatbelt. I'm Craig Bull, coach of the Wyoming Cowboys. Safety equipment is important on the football field as well as every time you climb behind the wheel of your vehicle. Safety equipment helps prevent serious injuries in football. The big hits delivered on you during a crash will be minimized when you wear your seatbelt. We want you to be safe. Buckle up for your family, every trip, every time, and go Pokes. This message is from the Wyoming Seatbelt Coalition.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled program for this news flash.
We know putting on an event is a lot of work, but it's worth it when everyone has a good time. Make sure you get the word out about your event by letting us know. Email us the who, what, where, and when, and we'll put it on the air for you. Email radio@cwc.edu. It's that simple. Get the info to us a while ahead of time so we can be sure to get the word out. Again, the email address is radio@cwc.edu.
This is CWC Volleyball from Rustler Media. Let's go to Game 2.
Central victorious in Game 1, 25-23 in a match that saw 11, 12 ties in that first match.
Definitely close all the way there as the final score even indicates at 25-23. Biggest lead, was it 3 or did it ever get to 4 for either team?
I think 3 was the biggest lead in that.
Perfectly exemplifies the type of closeness that it was.
Rockies still up 1-0. They're in the bottom of the first, just one out at Wrigley Field in the Major League.
I've been there too, by the way.
I have not been to Wrigley. I've been to the Chicago
couple of ball games there.
Been to the Chicago airport a couple times, but never outdoors in Chicago. So
they weren't wandering the tarmac or anything, I hope.
Not this time. Hatterley will go back to serve. She's out there with Grace Gregory, Riley Burmester, Kalisha Sims, Carly Connor, and Naz Shaheen. Riley to serve it up. Central up 1-0 from CWC. John Gabrielson, Joel Kindle. Courtside at Rustler Gym. Hatterley, nice serve, and there's a shank. And then bringing it back and poking it over nicely was Michaela Sorensen. Shaheen not going to get that one, or will they? Oh, that one bounces off the rafters and comes back. Boy, Naz gets the kill, number 5 on the night for Naz.
They had one of those pinball flippers to get that one, that got rerouted.
Hatterley serving with a 1-0 lead.
That's probably the most angled we've ever seen it off the ceiling ever.
Kind of an errant set, swing and a miss, but they got it to go. That's Madeline Ewell, the 6-foot sophomore out of Perry, Utah. First kill. And back to serve. Kirsten Gourlay, 5'4" freshman, Baggs, Wyoming, home of the Snake River Rattlers. Burmester. Shaheen sets deep. Gourlay is there. Outside Upham, blocked, but Upham will get her 4th kill as that'll give Western the lead now 2-1.
Backtracking just a bit. Boy, Snake River had a great run of both guy and gal athletes there for a stretch.
Oh yeah, they were winning football titles, boys and girls basketball titles in the same year. Carly Connor, dig by Gourlay. Middle is Lopez. Set back Shaheen off a block. Gourlay is there. Touch. Kalisha Sims brings it back. Outside they'll go Upham. Blocked by Connor. Second block of the night by Carly Connor. She did not play Friday against LCCC. Came back from concussion protocol on Saturday. Made her presence known there, and picking up where she left off. We're tied at 2s. Sims the serve. Gourlay receive. Cross court, Lopez past the block. Her second kill. 3-2 Western. Brooke Lortscher back into the ball game.
I wonder if they play in Ken Swartz Gym. I wonder if they've called it that yet.
And Lorcher will put it into the net. That'll be the 4th service error on Western.
Kind of a weird service error because you really didn't put anything on that serve, and still you missed it into the net. They get Burmester to serve now, the newly appointed libero.
Burmester outside Gregory. Thrown to the back row, Kalisha Sims. Back set, Shaheen. Touch block, it's at the net. Courtney Curtis can't handle it. And a block.
Those are tough. There's so much spin coming off that ball there. Trying to get that back from underneath the net for a 3rd hit would have been difficult.
4-3 Western out in front. Central leads 1-0. Serving corner, Grace Gregory. They'll go middle, Courtney Curtis. They'll call him in the net. Courtney gets the kill. They weren't going to bring that back anyway.
Kind of a bummer for Courtney. She'd get a kill otherwise.
She did. And you got to remember how I keep stats. Taylor Hodges back in. You should really see how I keep stats for my daughter's games.
Unofficially.
I'm fairly generous.
I think the classic was Leah LaNegra wanted to be into stats when she was injured and sitting on the bench, if you recall that text across the way.
Cross court, Brooke Lorcher. That's a kill.
That was basketball, however, here.
From the back row. Serving is Sorensen. Hodges from the 10-foot line, cross court. Nice play to get it. Back set, block by Gregory. And the back official says, nuh-uh. It's out. Madeline Ewell gets the kill.
Out.
I did too, actually. 6-4, Western. Fred Ann Soto, the interim coach, played at Casper College. And that's an ace by Sorensen. And that's a timeout by Darshea Gallard.
Well, the active bench for Western kind of looked like a jump and click their heels on that one.
Central's College and Career Readiness Center is taking registrations for the next class of the high school equivalency. This program perfect for anyone who didn't graduate from high school and would like to fulfill those requirements. Now, it's not too late to further your education, no matter your age. Registration taking place Monday through Friday of this week, next week, and the following week from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. in the main hall, room 176. Classes begin October 22nd at 8:30. Other happenings at Central, the Portland Cello Project at the Art Center Theater the night of October 15th.
I might go to that.
They do a cover of Radiohead and some other big things. It looks like a pretty big production.
Will the
Portland
request
Cello
lines be open? I'd like to hear the Gin Blossoms.
Maybe so. And for the 6th straight year, CWC students invite you to take a guided tour through the Art Center with everything turned off and ghosts and ghoulies and long-legged beasts and things that go bump in the night. It's the Halloween Haunted House for ages 6 and above at the CWC Art Center, October 26th and 27th. 7-4 Western out in front of Game 2. Central leading 1-0 on the big scoreboard. And still serving, Michaela Sorensen. As Madeline Ewell comes out of the timeout a little late and joins the rest of the group. Burmester almost shanked that one a bit. Sims from the back row will send it over. Wims dug by Sims in the back row. Back set Hodges off a touch block. Upham is there. Outside Ewell cross court. Naz Shaheen the dig. Back to Naz at the 10-foot line. Sends it deep. Their setter Sorensen went and got it, and then not being able to put it over is at Madeline Ewell, and Central will get the point.
Kind of an anticlimactic end there to a pretty good rally for both teams.
They've played an inning at Wrigley. Colorado Rockies up 1-0. Or excuse me, they're up 1-0. There's too much volleyball on my brain. Gregory to serve, down by 2. Wims dug by Gregory, but the next shot is into the Bott Monument cheering section. And Wims will get the kill, and she'll come out. Her third, 7-5.
Got to sponsor the School of Mines in South Dakota, the Hard Rockers.
Serve deep, Maddie May receive. Hodges, and they'll get a piece of it. The libero, actually the center goes after it in the back row, but Taylor Hodges coming up big. Another kill for Taylor.
I think she might have let that one go. It might have been out.
I think they touched it at the net is why she didn't let it go. 8-6 Central trails Courtney Curtis to serve. 3 kills, Taylor Hodges, by the way. That one's deep.
That should have been let go.
Now it's even deeper after the Eric play, and then a couple of them battle for it. Nice job, Maddie May. Nas back sets Carly Connor for the kill.
That was well done.
Great job by Maddie May to come in there to get first hit to let a setter get the second hit. And it cuts the lead to 1.
Nice looking slide play there.
Casper College taking on Western Nebraska, and that serve is in the net by Curtis. 4 service errors on Central.
Well, Casper College's record is not very good, but they play a very, very tough, out of Region 9 schedule.
Western leading 1-0 and leading 7-4 in game number 2 as Hodges goes deep corner. Nice read by Lind. Kalisha Sims at the net. Pounds it down but out of bounds. And gives it back with Lind to serve up 10-7. See a couple of our coaches in the stands as Maddie May should have probably let that one go on the end line. Instead, Lind will tally an ace.
Just saw one of our former volleyball players across the way there as well.
See a former basketball player as well as Coach Holgate and Coach Lara at the top of the gym taking part in this one. Brad Schmidt in the corner with his...
That's a former female basketball player?
Yes, Sims blocks and out it goes. And Kalisha Sims will tally yet another kill. That is 6 kills for Kalisha. Riley Hatterley to serve, down by 3. They were down by as many as 4.
Now the nursing program seems to keep a couple of athletes around, particularly on the female side.
I see a couple of former basketball players in the gym on the treadmill every now and then. Outside Kalisha, hot hand. That one's going to be an overpass. Carly says, let me see that. And she slams it down. Nice dig in the back row, but overpass, and Carly, all 6'3" of her up at the net, pounds it down. Hatterley serve. Lind receive. Set backside Ewell. Out of the net job. Nice job by Carly. That one's going to go out. Great job by Carly to dig that out. But it's going to go Western, and they lead 12-6. Entering the lineup, Kirsten Gourlay, 12-9. As Gourlay will come in to serve. We can figure out what the 75 was on the scoreboard for Casper and Western, but it's a minute 15, which would be a timeout. Carly is shooting again. Kalisha Sims. 7 kills, Kalisha. Gregory out, Maddie May. Reverse that. Gregory in, Maddie May out. Again, Western's bus driver called in sick an hour before they were supposed to leave. Nobody else with a CDL, so they brought 2 Suburbans. Coach Fredan Soto had to drive one, and their AD, Lou Sweet, had to drive the other. But they're here. Kalisha from the back row. Dig by Burgeon. Cross-court kill, tallied by Western.
I don't know about you, but these teams almost look like mirror images, really, of each other here, and maybe that explains the closeness of the games. So it's like they really are a lot alike.
Michaela Upham with the tally. 13-10. Western's kind of got out to a little bit of a lead and held on for the most part. Gregory sends it deep. Middle, Wims through the block. Jada Wims has got a huge vertical leap on her 5'8" frame, and she sends that one down.
The major leaper in this contest.
Yes, she is. Jameson Washington wants an interview sometime, he said. And I said, well, we'll see how that works out. I thought he wanted to interview me, but it was the other way around as he's walking past us. And then a Aubrey Whatcott set as Aubrey gets into the ball game. The 5'10" freshman from Clinton, Utah, sets that one over the intended spiker.
Yeah, miscommunication there.
We're at 15:10, a quarter shy of 7 o'clock. You're listening and watching on Rustler Media. Western 15, Central 10. We'll be back after this quick timeout. You are tuned to Rustler Volleyball on Rustler Media.
Good idea. Texting your friends to let them know you're going to be late. Bad idea. Being late because you were texting your friends while driving and crashed your car. Good idea. A nice hot cup of coffee. Bad idea. Spilling hot coffee in the car. Distracted driving is one of the leading causes of car crashes. So pay attention and just drive, because distracted driving is never a good idea. A message from WYDOT.
Sports coverage on Rustler Radio is sponsored in part by the Buffalo Restaurant. Located inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, there are 4 different dining choices: the Mongolian Grill, Tuscan Hearth Italian, the Smokehouse, and the Rio Taco. Open Thursday through Sunday from noon to 9 p.m. The Buffalo Restaurant, inside the Wind River Hotel and Casino, 1 mile south of Riverton.
15-10, Central trails to Western. Central, however, leads the big match 1-0.
This is the biggest lead we've seen.
Yes. As I nod my head, you can't hear that on radio or TV. Nicely done by Naz Shaheen on 1-2-3 out of the timeout. They get the kill. 6 kills for Naz.
You know, key to that play, though, was Burmester taking. That was a net serve, and she adjusted nicely and got it up so that it could finish it off.
Burmy will serve it up now, trailing by 4.
Some of our current basketball players here as well, of course.
And Burmester is one of those, actually, serving.
Yes. Guess I could say that every game, couldn't I?
Shot sent over by Upham is a nice throw for a kill.
And a call you're probably going to see at the regional tournament that you're not seeing here.
Hatterley back in for Aubrey Whatcott. Will come out. Back to a 5-point lead for the Mustangs, and Michaela Upham serving. Back to Grace Gregory through the block, picked up. Nicely done by Sorensen and Wims on the block.
That's a pretty good block because Gregory had a lot of steam on that ball.
Third block for Wims. Give a partial block there to Sorensen. Now it's a 6-point Western lead. Flat-footed serve. Kalisha receives. Middle, Courtney Curtis is stuffed by Jada Wims, her 4th block, and they're back-to-back. And I thought I was going to hear a timeout, but not. Instead, substitution, Mackenzie McDonald, 6-foot freshman from Colorado Springs, has entered the lineup. Grace Gregory receives, back set Shaheen, blocked again, poked back over by Shaheen as Wims nearly had the trifecta and instead hammers it down on a quick set on the middle. Well, you're kind of clicking on all cylinders now.
Yeah, especially in the block department.
And stuffing the Rustlers almost at every turn, and now stuffing it back down their throat on the other side at an 8-point Western lead. Block, or was that off the tape?
That was hitting the net.
Yeah, that's what they'll call it, as the shot by McDonald didn't get over the net, and now a 9-point Western lead. Western Nebraska up 15-10 in their match, up 1-0 in Casper. Back set Shaheen, touch block, nice play to get it back up by Upham. Blocked by Shaheen, joust at the net, poked back up by McDonald. Set deep corner by Hatterley, but Gorlea's there. Outside Lynn, dug by Burmester. Back outside Gregory. Cross court is out. She went down the line instead. I called it cross court, but it was down line and out. And it's a 10-point Western lead.
Well, CWC really needed that point as hard as they worked for that point, and also just to try to stem the tide a bit.
Ball net and falls down. Upham with the ace.
That's the old when it's going your way, it's going your way.
4 straight aces, and Western has them doubled up now, 22-11 in game number 2. Wheels falling off the apple cart a bit for the home team in this one. Gregory shanks that, and nobody else going to get it. And that's another ace by Upham. That's how I count it anyway. I don't know if it was.
I think that's how it is counted.
Okay.
Now, it used to be, it wasn't playable way back when, back in the day of side outs.
Alyssa Lynn talking to the up official about something.
I don't think I'd slow down the match if I were them at all, the way things are going at this point.
Coach Soto wanting an explanation from either the official or a player and not getting either one. I don't know what the conversation was about. But
I don't know why you slow down your momentum.
23-11. McDonald dug. It's an overpass. Burmester Shaheen touch and down, and Naz would stop the bleeding momentarily with her 7th kill.
Almost the celebration was more one of disgust really than anything else after they got the side out.
With down, still down 11 even after that, as Taylor Hodges back onto the court for Central. And Naz will serve. Gourlay on the line. Back set Wims should touch it. Tapped by Gregory, but nobody else home, and Wims will get her 6th kill.
Probably
and it's all of a sudden game point.
Least impressive kill she's had, I'm guessing.
24-12. Game point. Sorensen serving down the line. Gregory is dug nicely at the outside. They'll go Lind over the top. Shaheen is on the ground to grab it. Hodges over the top. Touch by Upham, and Taylor Hodges another killer 4th. And again, stops the bleeding, but for how long?
I mean, a small Band-Aid on a big wound.
Yeah, it's 11 points right now, and you can't have any mistakes at this point for the next 11. Gregory to serve. Floats to the back. Ewell blocked by Hodges. Upham to Wims, and that was a terrible set. And Wims had to go try to make something happen out of it and can't.
I'm surprised they haven't gone to her earlier in these last couple of points.
Down by 10 now. Central did win game 1, 25-23, but trailing by 10 now. Set middle, Lind, and that's how game 2 will end. 14-25, and we are knotted up at a game apiece in this match. Rockies go scoreless in the top half of the first. Cubs are scoreless in the bottom half with 2 outs. It's still 1-0 Rockies in that game. We'll take a break. We'll come back after this timeout. You're watching and listening to Rustler Volleyball on 88.1, and we'll be back at 1 apiece right after this.
Gales Carpet One Riverton is a proud supporter of our community and Rustler Radio. Home improvement projects change rapidly. Gales Carpet One is on it with new fibers for carpet, waterproof flooring, and tile. They are located on Main Street in downtown Riverton or on Facebook. They also have a website at GalesCarpet1Riverton.com.
Flu season is upon us, and protecting yourself is important for your family. Washing your hands for 20 seconds with soap and water is a good way to keep from getting the flu. Staying home if you're not feeling well or if you have a fever, and getting vaccinated is also very important. This announcement is from the staff of Wind River Family and Community Healthcare, because Wind River cares.
Did you hear that? The boy was willing to die for love. Hard to believe he's your son.
He was so happy.
You've turned into an unfeeling, rigid, selfish control freak.
Grandpa, how do I fix this?
Don't worry, it'll come to you.
The Addams Family features an original story, and it's every father's nightmare. Wednesday Addams has grown up and fallen in love with a sweet young man from a respectable family, a man her parents have never met.
Wednesday confides in her father, and now Gomez Addams must do something he's never done before. Keep a secret from his beloved wife, Morticia. Everything will change for the whole family on the fateful night they host a dinner for Wednesday's normal boyfriend and his parents.
The Addams Family opens on Thursday, October 11th at 7 p.m. on the Peck Arts Center stage. October 11th through the 13th at 7 p.m. October 14th at 2 p.m.
Highway safety and not rocket science.
Enough is enough. Do the right thing, buckle up, and save a life.
Safety starts with all of us.
Put away your cell phone, just drive.
It's highway safety, not rocket science. Buckle up and just drive.
When you gamble with safety, you bet your life.
This is Howard Brown with the Wind River Inter-Tribal Council Department of Transportation. Enough is enough. Drive safe. Paid for with Tribal Transportation Program Safety Blimps.
This is CWC Volleyball from Rustler Media. From Rustler Gym, Game 3 is ready to go.
1-1 our score from Rustler Gymnasium. Best 3 out of 5. Game 5-15 if it goes that far. Two teams tied right now for 5th in the conference. And again, I mentioned this weekend, but top 6 teams from the north go, all 6 teams from the south. They will meet at Cheyenne Story Gym the first weekend in November.
So there's going to be buys, obviously, when you've got a 12-team bracket.
1s and 2s get buys. 3 plays 6, 4 plays 5. Those are one-and-done play-in games. After that, then it's a true double elimination bracket, and 2 teams will get automatic bids to the national tournament out of the whole Region 9 tournament now.
And interesting, Cheyenne finally has figured out how to do it by not having it on campus.
Right.
Because their ceiling that's too low.
Well, and it has to be a venue big enough for 2 courts, as they'll play 2 courts at the same time, so they'll play them sideways.
We will never see another regional here, I take it.
Unless they change the format. Yeah, they're going to rotate them between, I believe, Casper, Cheyenne, Scotts Bluff, and NJC.
Considering how often they hit the ceiling here, I'm just wondering how low LCCC's must be. Rockies hosted it one year when they couldn't.
Rockies 1-0 after they were scoreless in the top half of their second. They held the Cubs scoreless as well. Kalisha Sims.
That may have been a miss hit even, but she still got the kill.
I was just about to say, I'm not sure if she missed that or not, but great placement, and she's got 8 kills.
The way she's smiling, the way her teammates are smiling too. I think perhaps we're on to something.
1-0 Central. Kalisha 8 kills. She is game high for both teams so far. Hatterley down the line serving. Lind is there. Set middle. They're going to say that Central was in the net. The way I looked at it, it looked like Western was in the net. Darcia Gallard, I think, saw the same thing I did, but we're going to be tied at 1 apiece. Nonetheless.
I knew something other than a tuna was in the net, but I wasn't sure.
Gourlay to serve. Just gets over. Hatterley sets back, trying to poke it over his nose.
And she was in nowhere land. Right. She couldn't do much with.
The pass wasn't a good pass for Riley to be able to do anything with.
Asking the official to duck is probably not what you can do in that situation.
2-1. Western out in front. We're tied at a game apiece. Maddie May, the receive. They'll go back set. Kalisha. The Khalil should get her 9th.
That was not a miss hit.
Definitely not, as she powers that one down. Grace Gregory back into the lineup. Casper College now down 2-0 to Western Nebraska. They will start game 3 shortly. Kalisha's serve hits the net, goes over. Carly Connor tries to block that one by Upham, can't. Upham has 7 kills.
Western Nebraska, typically a school who has power teams in pretty much every sport they compete in.
Well, I thought we didn't have much of a crowd here, but Casper College even sparser looking at that on camera. Hatterley,
must be
nice
a home and garden show at the event center.
Chicken wing by Connor. Upham cross court. Burmester sends that into the crowd. Michaela Upham 8 kills. She now tied with Kalisha. No, Kalisha's got 9. Sorry, I spoke prematurely.
She'll get there.
4-2 Western. Kalisha and Riley kind of battling in the backcourt. Kalisha from the backcourt. Gonna get a kill to make it number 10. Kalisha from the 10-foot line. Nicely done.
Some help with the net.
Courtney Curtis in for Carly Connor. Cuts the lead in half. 4-3 the score. Serving Riley Burmester. Lynn sets. Upham tries to throw it. Blocked by Central. Gregory blocked by Wims. Hatterley goes back to Nas. She'll go over the block. Ball poked in the air, and that'll be a kill. Nas Shaheen with 8 kills.
Those are major ricochets off our ceiling this day.
They've been putting them around.
Angular.
4-4. Our tie score.
Those stats. The roofers, I haven't got those in yet this year. Our official stat category.
It's your first game. You're a little rusty. Block at the net.
There.
Poked over by Courtney Curtis. Wims. Nicely done off the top of a block, and Jada Wims gets her 7th kill. Coach Gallard talking to the official, wanting an interference. Down official says, nuh-uh. Both officials agree as they talk to each other.
I have seen that called that way, though.
Upham leading 5-4. Back set, Shaheen blocks. Hatterley is there into the net. Nobody else is there. And a good block by Lind and Wims. And a service error number 5 on Western as they put it into the net. I have to erase one of my stats, and you've got the hardest eraser on the planet on the end of that pencil. Ball thrown down. Nice dig by Naz Shaheen. Kalisha from the back row puts it over. Great job by Naz to find that one. Wims into the net. And we're tied at 6 as Jada Wims on a back set to the outside, puts it into the tape, and down it goes.
She had too far to go there.
6 apiece, tied at 1 game apiece here in number 3. Shaheen the serve, Wims, and she is just faster than the CWC block as she puts that down, and it's like they know it's coming, and yet, wham, she's up in the air and putting it down.
Yeah, and a block would even be difficult to put up against it because he hits it so hard. But you're right, the block isn't even going to get to the air at that speed.
7-6. Sorensen serving with a 1-point Western lead. Gregory's going to get it back. She'll roll shot it from the 10-foot line. Back set Ewell, and into the net goes Central. And Maddie Ewell, Perry, Utah sophomore, collecting a kill.
Yeah, that is your stats, isn't it?
I'm a generous stat keeper. I put out all kinds of stats. Mine go pretty much nowhere but over the air. Nice campfire, but a better dig by Brooke Lorcher. Nas outside to Gregory. She kind of missed that one, but Lind was there. Back set Ewell. Cross court, they missed it. No touch. They do get a touch.
Oh, nice. I thought that surely was a campfire, but Larcher hopped in there with the roasted marshmallows, I think.
He was in there making s'mores, and they're going to call Courtney Curtis on a touch, and they'll give that ball back to Western. 9-6 the score, and a timeout on the floor. Western Nebraska out on Casper 5-2 right now. Rocky's still up. Got a base runner on with 1 out, up 1-0 in that ball game. We're tied at a game apiece. We're in game 3. Western Nebraska, Western Wyoming 9, Central 6, and we'll be back in just a quick moment.
With the weather changing, don't get caught in the freeze. The Boyson Marina offers winterization for your boat or jet ski. They have basic to full service packages. They also offer shrink wrapping to protect your watercraft from the harsh winter. The Boyson Marina on the north edge of the reservoir, 876-2772. That's 876-2772. BoysonMarina.com.
9-6 Western out in front in game number 3. We're tied at 1 apiece. 7 o'clock at KCWC FM. Riverton, John Gabrielson alongside Joel Kindle. I'm the instructor of radio broadcasting, part of our new media degree at Central, and Amanda Nikoloff, our new media professor, is at the top of Rustler Gym, as she has got her students working hard. I think I see Angelo on one camera. I'm not sure who else is being our crew here tonight. We'll get you that up to date as we get moving along here. 9-6 Western. Sorensen serving. Nobody home on the second hit. And it started with a bad
scramble all the way.
Started with the first bad hit as Riley couldn't get a good receive on it, and then second bad hit left it for nobody to even get a third hit on it. 10-6 Western. They won the second game 25-14. Floater. Curtis is there. Nas outside. Hodges rockets that one out of bounds. And it's a 5-point Western advantage.
Similar to that run they had in the last game that occurred later in the contest. Who's pitching for the Rockies tonight? I know there was some conversation who's going to be on the mound for them.
I'll have to effort that. Back set. Grace Gregory there to try to receive was Sorensen, but Grace pounds it off her, and it sends off the wall. Third kill of the night for Grace, her first since game one.
What a break for the Braves, though. All these other teams in the National League using up pitchers before the Braves have to, go play.
Outside, Ewell blocked by Curtis and Hodges. Wims throws it off the top of the tape. And down it goes on Western side, 11-8. We've seen a lot of throws tonight.
Yeah.
One call.
I'm trying to think where it was where we saw like the hook shot play. That was some time ago, but remember?
Well, it had to be in this gym because we've done a lot of games in this gym and not a lot of games in other gyms. Wims sends it deep and out. Western wants a touch. Referees say nah. And Central back in it now. Down by 5 a moment ago. Now down by 2, 11-9.
I think it's an automatic. If it goes long, you ask for a touch no matter what.
Freeland pitching for the Rockies. Back set. Lind. They'll say touch. Line judge said out, but they'll say touch before the out.
And no discussion of that. So.
Yeah, Lind gets the kill, her fourth for Alyssa. Back to serve the libero, Brooke Burgeon. Maddie May back in for Central. 12-9 Western. Tied at a game apiece. Narrows it down to a best 2 out of 3 essentially now. Burmester receives. Shaheen goes to her knees. And that one long by Curtis as Nas had to go to her knees to set that. Didn't get it high enough. Courtney couldn't get over the top of it. And it's 13-9.
Right after we saw it into the lead, they get a couple right back.
Back to a 4-point advantage. Floating serve. Burmester comes and gets it. Great pass. Shaheen to Curtis. She'll swing and miss, but enough of it to get it over the net and drop. Courtney Curtis.
Could have been the breeze alone that kind of pushed it over.
Second kill of the night for KC. And here comes Mackenzie McDonald. Back into the ball game, serving Courtney Curtis. Trailing by 3. Serve is deep and is out. 5th service error on Central. Curtis out. Burmester back to the back line. And back to a 4-point Western lead, and Lind to serve. May receives. Shaheen outside. Kalisha over the top. Finds Pater in the corner. 11 kills Kalisha Sims.
CWC living on the edge with some of those kills.
Floating serve. Upham. Cross court is out. 2-point game, 14-12. It's like Western Nebraska making short work of the Thunderbirds. They lead 11-5, up 2 games to none already.
I'm guessing Western Nebraska probably ranked again. They
just outside of the top 20, actually. That is, Central went 5, and 2 of those 5 were overtime, essentially, when they played in Salt Lake City.
So not a typical Western Nebraska team until Casper played them, right?
Hatterley, yeah, exactly. Hatterley serves that one into the net. 6 service errors on Central, 2 in this set alone. And it's back to a 3-point Western lead at 15-12, and Gourlay will serve. I think we named her brother the player of the game in that 6-man All-Star game against Nebraska and Du Bois that we broadcast a long time ago, if you remember that.
I remember that player that was so good that got hurt is the one that comes to mind.
Rietveld, Sean Rietveld.
He was beastly.
Ball free-balled over. Outside, McDonald blocked by Sorensen. Can you get a taunting call? Because Sorensen through the net, giving a pretty good taunt on the block.
Oh, I thought you were looking at me. Oh.
It's just like if you dunked on him in basketball, kind of staring him down through the net type of thing. Maddie May receives. Hatterley back to Kalisha. Pound another one down. Kalisha Sims, 12 kills. She's back to serve. Grace Gregory entering the lineup. Maddie May. Kimmerer for Matitsi.
Dropped down a class. Or two.
We gained a class because Matitsi came out, Kimmerer came in.
Oh, you stepped up.
Back set, Lopez out.
There's something I didn't know until this weekend. I bumped into our former golfer, Sarah Schroeffel, up in Billings, Montana. She's playing golf for Montana State Billings. I'll continue just a second.
16-14, outside, cross court, dug by Burmester. Outside, Grace Gregory over the top. Shanked a couple of times. Grace goes up, throws one down, but Gourlay is there. 10-foot line, shot by Upham. Back set Nas. She'll go with a directional set, but Gourlay is there. Upham again, tips it down. Line is Kalisha. Hatterley brings it back, poked over by Gregory or McDonald, maybe both. And then a block, and then into the net was McDonald as she knew it. She couldn't do anything after the fact. And McDonald got the net, and the point goes Western.
So I start the story. We have the longest point of the match. But,
Brooke Lorcher into serve.
Sarah Schroeffel led her all 4 years in high school in basketball. And also led her in cross country, which you'd think of golf, that'd be a little tough to do. And she was the state champion in golf, of course, as well.
Shaheen, back corner, into the net goes Western anyway. So guess what? Nas gets a kill. They were going to get it anyway, and she's got 9.
Now, if it's an especially good kill, did they get 2?
I might. Maybe I'll circle it.
Go metric.
Put some.
Which would mean nothing.
2.5. Burmy the serve. And nicely done on a little deke by Sorensen. She'll get the kill.
What does that make you think of?
I can't think of her name right now.
I know you're thinking of Katie St. John.
Yes.
First 2 years.
She was
she knew when to do it so well.
She was an artist.
Her timing was just impeccable.
18-15. Curtis blocked. Hatterley brings it up. Burmester back to Shaheen. Rolls shot. Nope. Direction set again to the back corner. Upham is there. Back row roll shot. Burmester gives it up. Outside Grace Gregory. Poked back over by Wims. Shaheen jumps and passes it over from the jump, and it's out. 19-15 Western out in front now. Trying to think of the setter's name after that. Brooke Tolman.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an ace.
It's four pretty good years of setting there in a row.
Michaela Upham,
who was perhaps more athletic than Katie, but Katie's timing was just so good on that play.
Upham with 3 aces. Michaela Sorensen's their ace leader. She's got 20. Kamiri Robinson is into the ball game. She is Central's ace leader with 18. Kamiri into the middle of that back row now for Central.
I was playing much more earlier in the year than she is right now.
Played a lot last weekend, in fact. 3 days ago was the weekend, Saturday, Friday.
That wasn't last week, actually, when you think about it technically.
Central has 6 home games, and 3 of them come in a 5-day span. Burmester to Hatterley, outside Gregory, blocked by Sorensen, poked back over. Sorensen to Wims, off the top of a block. Kamiri Robinson is there to pick it up. Back set, trying to pass it over as Burmester. She can't, and it's 21-15. This is about the part where, well, it was a little earlier, I guess, where Western pulled away in game 2 because they had them doubled up
or something.
At 22-11. Yeah, 21-15 now.
And I think the block stat is really probably the most lopsided stat, I would guess, here right now.
Gregory hits the net with the tape on the ball, and then it's shanked off, so Grace will get the kill.
Right off the ceiling, but not off the wall.
4 kills for Grace. 5 points down with 4 to go. Central needs a run.
Yeah, a service run would be great right here.
Naz Shaheen will serve it up.
Pretty good serve, but a pretty good return as well.
Lind, back row. Burmester can't get it. 6-point Western lead now, 22-16.
I always find it's huge when your amount to get to the 25 is less than, or is less than the points you're behind or ahead or something.
And Darshea Gallard wants a timeout. CWC volleyball team received recognition July for outstanding academic performance from the American Volleyball Coaches Association. Team collectively maintained a 3.3 GPA for the 17-18 school year to earn this honor, so congratulations to Darshea Gallard's team academically. Central, we talked about Western Nebraska. Central has played 3 of the top 5 ranked teams in the country. Southern Idaho, Snow, and Salt Lake ranked 2, 4, and 5 on this season. Otero.
You got Snow, what was the other one? Salt Lake. And
Southern Idaho is ranked number 2.
And they're all in the same region.
Yeah, Snow and Slick. Yeah, exactly.
And one of them will not go then to the national tournament. Unless is there an at-large that they might do? I know they do that in basketball.
Yeah, I don't know for sure in volleyball. Otero out of Region 9 ranks 19th. NJC out of Region 9 ranks 20th. Western Nebraska is receiving votes.
And nothing out of our region or our division of our region.
Correct. LCCC not even receiving votes this week. The leader, they and Sheridan going tied for first at 4-0 right now. But you look at their overall records.
Those are the 2 teams that played for the championship, if you recall, in the regional tournament last year.
LCCC 15-7, Sheridan 9-8 overall. It's probably not going to get you thought of in that top 25, top 20 ranking. Western Nebraska, though, looking like a top 20 team right now as they are crushing Casper 22-10 in Game 3, already up 2 games to none.
Last year, Snow College's women's basketball team took that trek across Wyoming, kind of like General Sherman's march across the Confederacy.
Destroyed everybody
in their path.
Gregory cross court. Nice dig by Upham, and trying to save it was Sorensen Camp.
Well, she was close, actually, though.
Stops the bleeding momentarily. Kamiri Robinson out. Kalisha Sims back in. 12 kills for Kalisha, 5 of them in this set alone.
Bumped into Kamiri her first day here in Riverton at the post office of all places.
Gregory serving. Central down 5. Ewell, top of the net, dig by Burmester. Kalisha Sims, cross court, dig by Western. Lind, touch block, nice job by Gregory, brought back in, sent over by Burmester. Great dig by Gregory. Tip and a better play by Madeline Ewell on the other side to find placement for the kill, her 4th, and a 2-point need, I guess, for Western now with a 23-17.
Well, that was well done, because I thought Wims actually fanned on it, is what it looked like at first.
I think that was the decoy play.
That's how good it was. I was decoyed.
Serving, Virgin. Outside Kalisha, dug in the back row. Sorensen to Ewell, into the net is Ewell. Yeah, they caught her. And it's 23-18.
Are these the new official shirts for this year, for the blue ones, or is that what you had this past weekend? Or
I don't even remember if there were refs last weekend, let alone what they were wearing.
Or what sport was being played.
Courtney Curtis serves deep and out.
That you can't afford when you're trying to make the comeback, because now we're at game point.
Kalisha, dig by Lind in the backcourt. Naz sets middle. Tyler, that's going to come off the net. Taylor Hodges couldn't get that to go, and that's how Game 3 will end. Western up 2-1. Central took the first 25-23. Western has taken the last 2, 25-14, 25-18, and it's 2-1 now. Western is out in front of Central Wyoming College, and we'll update you. Well, it's over in Casper. Western has swept the Thunderbirds tonight. 25-13 was game number 3 as Western goes to Casper and sweeps the Thunderbirds under the rug. That'll be the next opponent for both of these teams. Western will play them Friday. Central will play them Saturday. We'll step aside. We'll come back. Game number 4 is on the way. Central down 2-1, and we'll return after this on Rustler Media.
When you went car shopping, you meant business. You aced vehicle history searches and test drives. You out-salesmaned the salesman. Now you've got your wheels. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. With 401k tips and smart saving strategies, you'll have the info you need to get more for your future. Go to aceyourretirement.org, because when it comes to speeding past financial challenges, you're an ace. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Wish you would have graduated from high school?
Are you ready for a second chance?
Hi, this is Teddy.
And Ruby, students at the CWC College and Career Readiness Program.
We'd like to invite you to join us for Session 2 of the fall semester.
If you are interested in earning your high school equivalency certificate,
what used to be the GED,
you must visit one of our classrooms during registration.
Come in between 8 a.m. and 3 p.m. Monday through Thursday, October 1st to the 17th.
Remember, you will need your social security number, your government-issued ID, and $25 for the course fee.
Tuition waivers are available for those who qualify.
Don't wait. Classes begin October 22nd and run Monday through Thursday from 8:30 a.m. to 12 p.m.
For more information, call 855-2193.
We have offices in Riverton, Lander, Fort Washakie, DuBois, and Jackson. Come join us.
From Rustler Media, this is C-Dub Volleyball. Now, it's Game 4.
Thanks to Amanda Nikoloff's new media class, Morgan Vanetti is directing. She is on there for the very first time. So, Vanetti, I call her Morgan, and that's not what she wants. It's Vanetti. Vanetti is directing. Doing a great job there. Jane McDonald on graphics. Kendra Leesburg and Angelo Sage are above Rustler Gymnasium, manning the game cam and the ISO cam. That's a TV term said by a radio guy.
Leesburg is a big name up in DuBois, I'm aware.
She actually graduated from Gillette.
But still a big name up in DuBois.
Yeah, exactly. It is a big name up in DuBois. You are correct. 2-1 Western. After Central won the first 25-23, it's been Western.
And we have pointed out how important that first game was.
25-14, 25-18, it's been Western. Central with Connor, Sims, Shaheen, Hatterley, Shayna Solon into the ball game. And also Grace Gregory and Riley Burmester is going to check in here as soon as they get the rotation set.
I think the start now might be important in this game.
Lynn Sorensen, Lopez, Ewell, Upham, and the libero Burgeon. Shayna Solon from Kadoka, South Dakota. She has been subbed out for the libero, but she will be in on the rotation.
Is that a deal you have to be if that's the situation then?
Yep. That's where my daughter starts on each game. As there's an ace by Riley Hatterley as it hits the tape and falls over.
Well, a little luck wouldn't hurt right now.
14th ace for Riley. She ties the other Riley in aces on the season at 14 apiece now.
Her father, an education administrator in Star Valley.
That one's a little deeper. Lind will collect it. Nice pass set. That's out. It hit the antenna. It's 2-0 Central.
Well, that kind of zigzagged all over the court back here.
It's actually a pretty good pass for a set, but just a little bit too far as it hit the antenna. 2-0. Hatterley, another nice serve. Lind, trouble handling it. 10-foot line roll shot. Sent deep, and that will be a kill by Burgeon.
The Barrels don't get a lot of kills, do they? But she's got one right there.
That's her first, actually, so
that would be my point exactly.
We're in game 4, 2-1 Central, the lead. Kirsten Gourlay will serve for Western Wyoming. Western Nebraska has beaten Casper earlier tonight, swept them in 3.
We'll cover these other Western teams later.
Kalisha off a touch block Pound another one down. Kalisha Sims, 13 kills. The transfer from Benson, Utah.
Where did she go to school last year?
I knew that was the question you were going to ask as soon as I said the transfer from Benson Utah. I actually do not know the answer to that question, but we're glad she's here.
You're going to effort that at some point, right?
Double hit on Sorensen. Makes it 4-1 CWC. Alicia, another tough serve. Lind better receive this time. Slam dunk by Michaela Sorensen, her second kill of the evening.
I'm not going to call that one a throw. I'm not going to do it.
I did.
That was better than some of the other ones.
That just means some of the other ones were worse. that weren't called were worse. Is that what you're getting at?
Exactly.
Gourlay serve.
I should let that one roll.
Burmester from the backcourt puts it over. Sorensen to Wims, blocked, poked back up in the air by Gourlay, and then free-balled over by Sorensen. By Sorensen. Set middle. Gregory stuffed by Wims. Nice job, Hatterley, and then poked over. But there is Lorcher to pull it back, and then a block, but a kill going to be registered by Upham.
I think Hatterley's put a nice game. It's, there's probably not a lot of numbers in what she's done, but she's done a nice job, directing traffic.
Yeah.
I think.
Stuff that's not going to show up in the stat book, but some of those second hits that have been off the floor. Burmester roll shot is out, and we're tied at 4 apiece. Shank on an ace by Lind.
And it's a momentum going early, and it has just disappeared.
3 aces by Alyssa Lind. Oh, excuse me, that wasn't Lind that was serving.
Here's a racer.
It was Brooke Lorcher. I don't want that rock hard one.
That was used for petroglyphs.
Yeah, I was going to say to chisel off a stone, apparently. Central bounces one off the roof. Burmester free balls it over from the back row. Outside to Upham, over the block, and a kill. 10 kills, Michaela Upham. And Kamiri Robinson back in for Shayna Solon. And 6-4. Again, Fredan Soto, the interim coach, played at Casper College. Carly Connor smashes one off of the block attempt by Wims. Carly with her 4th kill. Had chances to go on and play, but decided to become a coach and educator of her own.
So she would have played under Angel Sharman, as anybody in the last couple of decades probably over there would have played for.
91, I believe, so that's been close to 30, 20. It's been a while ago.
Not long ago, huh?
Burmester serve into the net. 8 service errors for Central, and more importantly, gives back the serve in the lead to Western at 7-5.
Yeah, I hate giving up the service error on a not difficult serve.
Flat-footed Upham, shanked a bit by Kalisha, but Central will bring it over. They'll call a double hit on that one, and it's now 8-5.
But then again, there's the Hatterley scramble in there that's not going to be overlooked, but she's done that a number of times in this match.
Ball just scrapes the top of the tape. Back set Shaheen. Ball's going to tear him off of all kinds of rafters. And Naz going to get the kill. 10.
It's kind of like billiards in some of these. We'll take the serve off the side pocket. Now serve giving him trouble, and
overpass Taylor Hodges knocks it down. 5 kills for Taylor. Back to within 1.
And speaking of Lisa Hall / Hale, that was her play, really. The handle the overpass at the net.
Shaheen, nice tough serve as an ace. As that ricochets off of Gourlay, and we're tied at 8. Second ace of the match by Naz. 5th ace by Central. They're in the top of the fourth now at Wrigley. Rockies up 1-0.
Unexpected pitcher's duel with those two teams playing at Wrigley in particular.
Another serve by Nas. Took a little ginger off of that one. Outside, and a double hit will be called on Sorensen on that one. That's got to mess with your psyche a little bit now when you've been called for a couple in a short term, and Coach Soto wants a timeout. Central leading 9-8 in Game 4. They trail 2-1 on the big scoreboard. We're halfway through 7 o'clock as we're in Game 4. We'll return after this break. This is Rustler Volleyball on Rustler Media.
Enough is enough. Do the right thing. Buckle up and save your life.
When you gamble with safety, you bet your life.
Enough is enough. If you drink, don't drive.
Pedestrians don't come with airbags.
Put away your cell phone. Just drive. Enough is enough.
Pedestrians are not a hood ornament.
This is Howard Brown with the Wind River Travel Council Department of Transportation. Enough is enough. Drive safe. Paid for with Tribal Transportation Program safety funds.
Sponsorship of Rustler Volleyball on 88.1 comes from Denver Air Connection, offering daily flights from Riverton Regional Airport to Sheridan and on to Denver International in a 30-passenger jet. The flight features in-cabin service and TSA check-in is included at Riverton. Earn points and rewards with the Jump On Board program. Reservations and more information can be found at denverairconnection.com.
9-8 Rustlers out in front of game number 4, trailing. Maddie Ewell messing around with a medicine ball behind the bench, and Nas sends that into the net.
It's the first time we've seen a medicine ball behind the net, isn't it?
Behind the bench there? Yeah,
behind the bench.
Hopefully they don't practice
behind the net as well.
Hopefully they don't practice setting with that thing. 9-9 on the service error. Sorensen to serve. One of 2 Michaelas on this team, both spelled differently as Nas goes cross court. Sorensen outside to Ewell into the net. 10-9 Rustlers as Maddie Ewell, her arms tired from playing with a medicine ball behind the bench, perhaps couldn't get that one over the net.
You'd think it'd be the opposite. You kind of like just zoom it, somewhere towards Manita.
10-9, Grace Gregory serving. A little bit of an overpass. Hodges puts it down. 6 Ks by Taylor Hodges.
This has certainly been a back-and-forth game, this game number 4.
11-9 Rustlers. Gregory sat out practice yesterday with a bit of a hip injury that she suffered on the weekend. Lind blocked. Shayna Sowen, Kadoka, South Dakota, the 6'3 freshman with a block.
I've been to Kadoka, South Dakota, too, in case you were curious.
I'd never even heard of Kadoka, South Dakota prior to Shayna's arrival. Gregory, tough serve, just skims the net. Wims, block, ball caroms off the ceiling on a dig attempt by Grace Gregory. Wims has 9 kills, and they have been some rocket shots.
I think if we'd had a taller roof, it would not happen, but so many of these today, a taller roof, they still would have hit, because there's been some, Astrodome type hits here.
12-10. Referee talking with the bench. The scoring table. Boy, that was not a great play by Burmester, but they'll get it bailed out. Ewell, as Burmy knew where it was going, but Maddie Ewell taps that one over for her 5th kill.
That was a great play by Saheen, though, getting it over from her knees.
12.
Did not get the point, but
12-11. Central by 1, trailing 2-1. Shaheen sets it outside. Kalisha blocked. Maddie Ewell. And it's like it's contagious when they get to being blocking everything. And it's 12 apiece. Maddie May receives. Shaheen backsets Hodges and caroms that one off of Sorensen.
They do the Globetrotter trick, throw the medicine ball in this time.
Was that Taylor, did I say, got the kill?
Right.
7 for Taylor. Burmester serving, 13-12 Central leading, down 2-1. Sorensen back sets Ewell. They're going to call her in the net. 14-12 Rustlers.
What if our buddy Maddie Gines is following this one, because she's played on each of these two teams the last 2 years.
That's true.
And her brother is having a beastly year in six-man football down at Eden Farson. Or Farson Eden, depending where you're from.
Number 1 ranked team in the state.
They're just drilling teams.
Referee conferring with a scoring table about rotation of some kind. Talking about whether or not Carly Connor, I think, could have came into the ball game when she did at a certain point. Scott McFarland playing My Jeopardy theme in the background.
Alex Trebek got booed doing a political debate in Pennsylvania yesterday.
Why was a game show host doing a political debate anyway?
Well, how does a politician, do a speech with everything in the form of a question?
So they still confer on the sidelines here. Gives us a chance to go check the Rocks and the Cubbies. They're going to call Central out of rotation.
That's a big point, really, when you're trying to get back in the match, trailing 2-1. But that certainly tightens up this one.
So now, is it 13-13, or they don't take away a point, do they, from anybody? 13. Well, they gave Western one to get them from 12 to 13. They do not take one away from...
Did they take one? Wasn't it 14-12?
It was. It is 13-13. Maddie May sends it over. They'll call her for a double. And it's
they've tightened up the double, but not the carries, is kind of interesting.
14-13 now. Western out in front. Top of the fourth, by the way, and Wrigley. Rockies still up 1-0. Shaheen. Carly Connor knocks it off of Savannah Lopez. 5 kills, Carly.
I think she said this one's for NAFTA as she drilled it.
The new agreement has been struck, has it not?
Yes, it has.
14 apiece.
And we don't want to go political with anything. We do certainly.
We'll bring Alex Trebek on if we did. Hatterley serving deep. Ewell overpass. That's out. 15-14. I'm going to give Riley an ace. It did get 2 hits on it, but unofficially 2 aces for Riley Hatterley. 15-14 Central back out in front. Lind receives outside Upham, and a touch by Burmester. Upham with kill number 11.
Well, they whine on some of theirs, don't they? They have more of the big hitters, so to speak, in the front row.
Gourlay will come in and she will serve. Maddie Ewell comes out.
Yeah, that's the one thing about moving Burmester to libero. She was one of our big hitters in the front row.
15 apiece. Burmy the receive. Back set Kalisha. Blocked by Lopez.
And they've blocked her a lot more in the last 2 games. She's had some kills, but she's been blocked more in the last 2 games than she was in the first 2 games.
I only have Central for 3 blocks. They've been outblocked 11-3 unofficially. Central trails by 1. Shaheen
never got over.
Yeah, going to be a violation. 4 hits there. Back to a 2-point Western lead at 17-15. They already lead 2-1 in the best of 5.
They don't want to run against you at this point.
Burmester. Campfire by Hatterley is a kill. First kill of the night for Riley Hatterley. Gregory back in for Maddie May. Kalisha Sims to serve, trailing by 1. Must win for Central to push this one into a 5th game.
At Division I, you're seeing a lot more kills by setters because they've become so tall.
Upham, directional push. Hatterley is there. Back set Nas. She doesn't get much of an approach, but she will tap it over. Back set Lopez blocked. Sorensen taps it back over. Hatterley is there, and Burmester, number 2 hit to Nas. Jumping awkwardly and punches it kind of weird with her right hand, and it sends out of bounds, and it's 18-16 now.
Just looked odd, didn't it?
Brooke Lorcher into the ball game. I've not seen her twin sister Bailey into the ball game. The taller of the two Lorchers twins by an inch. Gregory winds up and drills it off of Wims. And Grace Gregory, kill number 6. Back to within 1. Shayna Solon back to the front row for Carly Connor. It's a 1-point game down the stretch here in game 4. Central trails 2-1 on the big scoreboard. Burmester deep. Gourlay is there. Set middle, pushed over, and a kill by Upham. Didn't pound it, but pushed it rather, and she'll have 12.
We do a lot of short sets, something we don't do a lot of.
19.
Quick set, I guess, is probably the better term.
19-17. Gregory receives, back set Shaheen. Nice dig by Gourlay. Lind blocked on the way down by Shaheen. 2 blocks for Nas. First block for Nas. And that was hang time. She was on her way down when she blocked that dink. Back to within 1. Central needs some kind of run to get on the other side of this equation to force a game 5. Lind from the 10-foot line. Touched twice. Hatterley, actually Solon brings it up. Gregory from the 10-foot line puts it in the back row. Outside Lind. Down the line is out, and we're tied at 19 apiece. The run that Central's been looking for. They bring it even. Now trying to climb the mountain to get over the top.
Well, lately they've been using Wims as more of a decoy, which if that's your main horse, I would go back to her if I were Western.
Tipped over and in by Sorensen. The dink for the kill, her 3rd by the setter.
Your main Mustang.
Maddie Ewell back in as Gourlay will come out. Used to be the Spartans in Western Wyoming, now the Mustangs. And they lead by 1, 20-19, game number 4. And Burmester had a first hit, now a 3rd hit as she'll free ball it over. Wims, pound it.
That's your show horse again.
Right down the middle. 10 kills for Jada Wims. And back to a 2-point advantage Western. Darshea Gellert has 2 timeouts left. She's looking down her bench, and Mackie McDonald is going to check in for Shayna Solon. They're in the bottom of the 5th in Wrigley. Rockies 1, Cubs nada. This will be one of those games that'll be 1-0 into the 8th and then end up like 11-6 or something. That ball gets the better of the first hitter, Burmester from the back line. Not going to get it over. And it's 22-19 Western.
And now you got that point. You're 3 behind, and they need 3 to win. And so this point obviously is just monstrous.
Now you'll get the timeout from Coach Gallard. 2-1 Western. They lead 22-19 in game number 4. We'll come back and play this one out after this timeout on Rustler Media.
Sports on Rustler Media is brought to you in part by Edward Jones financial advisor Mick Pryor. Make sense of investing with a visit with Mick Pryor, located 1 block east of the Riverton Post Office. He provides retirement and investing advice including stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and CDs. It's never too early or too late to start planning your financial future. Appointments are available at 856-6116. Edward Jones and Mick Pryor, 856-6116.
Rustler Athletics is supported by Bach Monument, applying a relentless passion for excellence to honor special people in special ways. Bach Monument, part of the Wyoming community since 1875 on West Main in Riverton, and online at bachmonument.com. Proud to support Rustler Sports on 88.1.
22-19 Western out in front, trying to close out the home team Rustlers tonight and take sole possession of that 5th place spot in the conference. That would push Central down to 6th.
And also you lose on your home court.
Right.
It's hard to get those ones back against a comparable team.
Central makes the return trip to Rock Springs on the 25th of this month.
I was going to say,
with a pancake, but the third hit doesn't get it to go over, and now it's 23-19.
I was say the short bus ride home, but it's actually the couple of short van rides home, isn't it?
The shorter suburban rides home is for sure. I always liked their bus. It kind of, that white bus kind of looked like a detention center bus or something. Nice serve. Outside, Grace Gregory sends it out, and it's match point.
Wow. And again, a reminder, we won game one, 25-23. We thought that was the harbinger of things to come. It was not.
Burmester receives. Free ball over. Can they put the exclamation point on it? Ewell, cross court dug by Nas. Outside free ball by Hodges. They'll try to slam this one home. Outside Lind. That one will count it, and this ball game is over. Alyssa Lind hits her 5th kill of the match. And Central goes down after winning the first. They lose the next 3 by counts of 14, 18, and 19. And Western Wyoming now 8-13 on the season, 2-3 in the Region 9. Central now 1-4 in the region and 3-14 overall on the year as Western takes it, winning this one 3-1.
It'll make it awfully hard to climb the standings, you know, because you won't get this one back. You'll get them again, but you get them down there.
Right.
And that's going to make it doubly difficult. And really, outside of the first game, the other 3 games really weren't close.
No, yeah, 14, 18, and 19 as Western is victorious. Stay with us. We'll give you some final stats and a look ahead in the Buckle Up for Life Wyoming postgame show. Final scores, Western 3, Central 1. You've been watching and listening to Rustler Volleyball on Rustler Media.